Tat Sat, and welcome to your morning Bali bliss. The journey continues. A little short half-hour capsule. Remember that some of the key points in practice is always listen to your body, modify as you need. You can spend longer than what's cued in any particular practice as you need. And I wish you all the best going forward with your morning Hatha practice. Bring yourself into a comfortable seated position. Remember to elevate the hips higher than the knees. Spending a few moments before you begin your practice just to recenter. If you've already got up and moved around and done some activity, then it's letting the impressions of the day settle and giving yourself time to arrive in the present moment. As you settle your body, scan through it, notice any areas that might feel restricted. You can introduce some small movements as you need. Connecting the fingers in a mudra. You have the option of the kneeling position, or also any position where you can hold the spine upright with ease. As the body has settled, tune into the natural rhythm and flow of the breath. And then drop your awareness down into the navel center, feeling the expansion. The navel moves forward on the inhale and back in towards the spine on an exhale. To assist in this abdominal breath, feel free to use your hands. Like a balloon swelling with air. If there's any abdominal discomfort, and ideally you practice with the bladder and bowels empty, you can stay with an abdominal breath. But the technique moving on from here is Kapulbhati, the short, sharp out breath. That's done when you actively contract the abdominal muscles and then allow them to naturally recoil. The practice looks like this. Relax. Relax. Facial muscles relax. Lips are together. Ten rounds, that completed 10. Then take some resting breaths in and out. Allow the practice to settle and then prepare for a second round of 10 exhalations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chest remains still. 9 and 10. Resting breaths. Inhale and exhale. Remember, the breath is one exhalation to empty out. And then there's a natural recoil as the lungs re-inflate. That completes 30 rounds in total, 3 rounds of 10. An excellent practice to pep yourself up in the morning if you're feeling a bit tired or sluggish. It also detoxifies the system and strengthens the diaphragm. Moving on now with the asana component. Some practices for the spine, hips. The cat position, inhaling, raising the head and tail. Exhale. Notice that the knees and the hips remain still. Breathing in, extend the spine. Breathing out, stretch into the upper back. 4, 4. Check that the elbows remain straight. They are not collapsing. Loosening through the spine, the top, the cervical vertebrae, and the pressure, gentle massage around the abdominal region. Pause back in the center, moving on with a similar movement through the spine, but adding in the aspect of a balance. Exhale, nose, knee to nose. Inhale, back and up. 1, 5 on each side. 2, 3. Remember here the elbows remain firm. 4. Breathe out. Breathe in. 5. Take this foot behind, coming into a little stretch through the hips. Hug the thighs together. And come back to all fours. 5 on the left leg. Exhale, knee to nose. 1. Breathe out. Breathe in. 2. Breathe out. Breathe in. 3. Last one. Waking up the energy in the spine by promoting the free flow of the blood. We'll stretch around the lower back area and also through the calf muscle as you press through the ball of the foot. Coming back to all fours here, taking a moment, drop the hips back towards the buttocks. Coming into the child's pose. Raising the elbows off the floor will make it a more active stretch through the upper arms and the shoulders. From this position, you can either come to the forearms to release onto the front, or you can make it a more dynamic practice by scooping the torso through and up into the cobra. Contract the back muscles to lift, then transition back and down into the child's pose. Through and up, breathing in, exhale back and down. The arm position can be taken a bit wider, but check that the elbows don't flare to the sides, as this will put a lot of extra pressure on the shoulders, so elbows remain in. When you're coming up, you can widen the hands just to access different muscles through the back. Inhale to rise up, exhale back and down. From there, pausing back in the child's position, lying on the front of the body. Draw the heels wider for twisting cobra. This stimulates the pelvic and lower abdominal area and also the digestive organs. Up through the center, twist. You can lower the shoulder to the side, recenter and down. Inhale, exhale into twist. Recenter, other side. Breathe out, recenter and down. 3, 4, and 5. Having a blanket under the abdominal area is good for anchoring the pelvis, provides a little bit of extra support there, and adds to the internal pressure that's being created. From here, moving on with half locust variation. Arms can be on the floor or slightly propped. Forehead rests on the ground. Right arm, left leg, 1. Exhale, down. Left arm, right leg, 2. Both arms, both legs, 3. Contract through the back, through the glutes. Exhale and down. You can stay with a double raising and lowering, or continue with single combination. And then rest with the arms by the side, rest on one cheek, and bring the awareness to the abdominal region. Press the belly into the floor, finding that connection, using the sense of touch. Sliding the hands under here, transition onto the hands and knees. And then from here, tuck under the toes, lifting up into the mountain. Raise and lower the heels, warming up through the legs. Bend the knees, actively lift the sit bones up as you find an active stretch through the shoulders. Let go in the neck and the head. Lower the heels towards the floor. From here, stepping through with your right leg, release the back knee, bring the hand onto the thigh in front. You can lower the pelvis to the floor, finding that stretch through the front of the hip and the thigh. Lower the torso down, step back, or take your leg back in one movement. Come through on the left side. Hand onto the knee, lower the pelvis. From that position, making your way back down to continue to focus on the hips. Again, elevate the buttocks, draw the soles of the feet together. You can take diamond position, taking the feet more forward, finding some small movements of raising and lowering the knees. Or you can bring the soles in closer, leveraging off your prop or bolster behind, finding some movement here. Inhale, on the exhale, hinging forward, releasing. When you come to the edge of your stretch, start to direct the breath into the areas that you feel tight or resistant to support the release. If you can remember the Ujjayi breathing, where you breathe in and out of the throat, creating a steady sensation, that breath can also be directed for deeper release. Very good for loosening the hips, relaxing the muscles around the joints. Extending the legs out in front. We have half butterfly, raising and lowering each single knee. You can do as many of those as your body needs, concentrating on each hip separately. Anytime you're in the base position, you can work the postural muscles, keeping your chest open, your head centered, and the shoulders back and down. Also have the cradle stretch here, stretching the outer hip and inner thigh areas. And add in a forward fold. And the same on the other side. Now I'm moving quite quickly through these because of the time boundary. Feel free to take longer as your body needs. Cradle stretch. Even and finishing off with a forward fold. Foot can come on the inside of the thigh, or if you have the flexibility, on top of the opposite thigh. Remember, in any forward folds, you want extension out of the lower back versus rounding in the lower back. Then from this position, come to squat, either on your bolster or block or off it. For Namaskar Asana, the arms on the inside of the thighs, raise the head, look up, breathe in. Lower the head down, reach the arms forward, breathe out. Inhale, 2. Exhale, forward and down, 2. 3. 3. 4. Breathe in, breathe out. Last one. Pause here. Look down at a point in front of you, wood chopping, active release of the breath. Ha! 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 And then just resting. If it's uncomfortable in the ankles, you can take your resting pose, just simply in Vajrasana. You can pause here and repeat another round of wood chopping. Otherwise, moving on with me. Fingertips to shoulders, drawing elbows in front, back down and around between the shoulder blades. Squeezing a bit here, 2, 3. Breathe in to raise, breathe out to lower. And reverse the direction, 1. Breathe in, breathe out, 2. Neck and head stay in the center, 3, 4, and 5. Take a moment here to acknowledge the effects, and then making your way back to all fours into the mountain, to come up once more for some standing position practices and Surya Namaskar. This transition can be made through a forward fold. Feel free to bring the hands to the hips, reaching up and back. And then come to stand at the top of your mat. Inhale and exhale, centering through either side of the body. Inhale, position 2. Exhale, generously bend the knees as you need, position 3. Right leg steps back, release the knee down, find your equestrian, position 4. Mountain, 5. Come down, 2 movements or 1, knees, chest, chin, 6. Into 7, breathe in. Into 8, into 9. Find the equestrian stretch that works. You can come on the fingertips or hand to knee. 10, 11, and 12. It's 24 movements to complete 1 round. Release the arms, take a deep breath. Rejoin at the center of the chest. Inhale, position 2. Into 3. Exhale. Breathe in, position 4. Breathe out, position 5. Breathe normally, 6 into 7. Breathe in 7. Breathe out, 8. Breathe in, 9. That's the right leg forward. Exhale, position 10. Reach forward and up, 11. Slight backward bend into 12. Release the arms by the sides. Feel free to pause here. If you have more time on the weekends, you can spend longer doing further rounds of the sun salutation, building up more flow, more heat. Or or taking it more slowly to build strength and balance. Standing practice of Tadasana, interlock the hands, turn the palms upwards, separate the feet a little till you feel balanced. Inhale, reach up on the arms, come on the tippy toes, whole body stretch. Working through the ankles, knees and hips. Exhale, hands and heels together. And again, inhale up. Use the breath, use the steady gaze. Exhale and down. Inhale and up. Exhale and down. Release the arms. Sideways swaying, just 5 slowly to each side. Legs are a bit wider than the hips, feet slightly turned outwards. 2. Elbows remain straight throughout. 3, 4, last one, 5 and 5. Release the arms to the sides, moving on with Kati Chakrasana, dynamic. Arms are loose, swinging from side to side. Remember that the head turns and looks at the opposite heel. You can pause and hold on one side, on each side towards the end. Draw the hip of the thigh of the side you are turning to towards the front. Opposite side. From here, finishing off with a standing balance or any other standing practices. You might want to move into a flow of Warrior 2, Trikonasana, extended side angle. From there, you want to move into pyramid pose. Repeat that on both sides. You could even move into your one-legged balance. Hands on the hips, or eventually bringing the arms forward. Having that connection with the back foot. Release the arms. So feel free to extend from that position into your peak position, but do finish with a short time in Shavasana to allow the practices to settle. In Shavasana, we have been exploring the natural breath, moving into an abdominal breath. From an abdominal breath, revisiting the yogic breath, so left hand on the chest, right hand on belly. Elbows should be relaxed down at the sides. First the navel rises, then lift into the chest, right up into the upper chest. Arms can be kept at the sides to help gauge where the breath is. Empty out of the chest first, and then the belly second. So it is like a wave that you create up and through the body. Ten rounds in total would be a good daily capsule of yogic breath. Feel the breath flowing from one part into the next, right up to the top. You should feel some extension in the chest and upper chest. Empty out, down and through. take your last few rounds here, depending on the time that you have available. Aim for 10 rounds. And when you have completed your 10 rounds, make your way up to a comfortable seated position for the final pranayama practice, alternate nostril breathing, in which you're focusing on lengthening the breath gradually. It is a subtle yogic breath to begin with. Index and middle rest at the eyebrow center, thumb and ring control the flow. Blocking off the right nostril with the thumb, breathe in slowly through the left. The top of the inhalation, block off the left, exhale down through the right. End of the exhalation, breathe up through the right. End of the inhalation, block off the right, exhale down the left. Stay with the flow, the sensation of air moving inside the nose as an anchor for the mind. Stay with the sensation of the breath moving through each alternate nostril. Notice if the breath has become longer, fuller, deeper. Ten rounds of this practice. After 10 rounds of yogic breath, and at the start of the practice, the vitalizing pranayama with the active exhale makes a complete practice of pranayama. Releasing the hand down to the knee now, taking a few moments to adjust through your position to come back to stillness, or take it down to the floor as you need. Spending a few moments here in complete stillness, adjusting through the body if needed, closing down the eyes and the mouth. Have a glimpse of the body as though looking at it from above. See the body like a mountain, a pyramid, or a tree. Say to yourself, I will remain completely still, unmoving. Observe the sensations inside the body and become a witness of them. Know that this short practice of body stillness and inner connection is coming to an end. In this stillness, come in touch with the center, whether that's a place in the body, somewhere where you recognize as your own. And there at the center, peace, harmony and balance. Now is the time to revive and repeat your sankalpa, resolve towards positive change in your life. taking this stillness, this connection to the center, which is beyond the senses and beyond the mind, out into your daily life to support wholeness and to nurture your well-being. Closing with the mantra Om 3 times. Bring the awareness back to the eyebrow center. For Om chanting, take a deep breath in. Pranam Mudra. Om Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. As the mantra settles, come back fully to your senses, to the environment, the space around you. Hari Om Tat Sat. Introduce palming as you need and any extra movements that you need.